okay if you didn't know. Accept it.
Yeah, and learn from it.
And please stop being a hater. It's making you look older. It's not serving you well.
That part.
Welcome to Overanalyze with Dom and Kyla.
A special edition. Maybe that's what could it be, like special edition episodes.
This is the Benito edition because Super Bowl 60 just passed. Incredible.
Incredible.
We're going to talk about the amazing artistry, but like that winter white he had on and the jersey, and then like the kid asleep at a party. I was like, that's so realistic for going somewhere and the kids are used to the noise. I heard that it was a real wedding that happened. Yeah. Like, how do you sign up to get, to be the real wedding? What's your first impression?
I was on a renegade, if you will, of getting people who were not as excited. And nothing because of a cultural standpoint that we unfortunately have seen disgustingly out there now. But more like, I'm not really a fan, so I don't feel which is I think normal for every halftime show, right? Of okay, well, I don't really care about so and so. So I mean, I'll watch, but not really watch. And I was trying to get people this is very significant for so many reasons, especially this time of our country right now, of what this is really meaning to people. And I'm Puerto Rican myself, and the place that we used to work together, I remember during Hispanic Heritage Month, I remember they had different flags from different countries, and I grabbed a Puerto Rican flag, which I still have. I need more connected with my Hispanic roots. My great-grandfather's from Puerto Rico. I have been to Puerto Rico. They lived in Old San Juan. And the Puerto Rican people are just so gracious and beautiful. And I think the word that comes to mind is community. And I feel like you saw that, obviously, on the biggest stage in the world, surpassing, I think, live viewers. It's surpassing 135 million, now the most watched Super Bowl halftime show of all time. It just had so much significance, and I felt so proud. And I'm like, you know what? Because I felt so proud for him, and from the detail, like you mentioned in the beginning of this, the artistry of it all, of the symbolism of everything that was there, goosebumps. And of course, we had amazing guests, and the whole thing was just stunning. What about you? Yeah, literally that.
Okay, so I didn't care for either football team. I am a Cleveland Browns fan.
My
husband is a Cincinnati Bengals fan. My daughter was born in Cincinnati. So I typically choose a team. If it's not an Ohio team playing, I choose the team closest to us.
Yeah.
Seahawks, Patriots, nobody close. So I was like, okay, it's a wash. I literally was working, and I told my husband, oh, come on, we got to go watch the halftime. He's like, oh, I forgot the game was on. We did not watch 1 inch of it. We literally watched the last 30 seconds before halftime because we didn't want to see anything getting ready. My daughter goes to bed at 8:15. I was like, baby, you're staying up tonight. We got a music concert to watch. And so she's just dancing around the house and stuff. And I love Bad Bunny's music. No, I do not know all the symbolism from it, but I love storytelling. And I'll tell you what, I've been rewatching it because I do that. I enjoy YouTube. I put up a video today. I was like, I'm responsible for 1 million of the 54 million views in 2 days. 54 million views on YouTube. But when I went to open my YouTube right before we got on here, it's up to 58 million. That's 4 million views in a day.
This is gonna surprise you, and I don't know why. I could care less about football, whatever. I think I would like to start going to OSU games just because I like the camaraderie of let's whatever. But I don't care. However, the Super Bowl is the one day for some reason it taps into something. I watched the whole game.
Oh wow!
I'm I don't know. I agree with you in the beginning when you said I feel like anyone that I interacted with was I don't care about either. I swear I heard that from just anyone that I asked if they're watching the Super Bowl. Not only I think Seattle is one of the coolest cities. I look at it as the New York of as much, or maybe a Chicago of Pacific Northwest. But the owners of the Patriots are pretty MAGA. So super. Yeah, I don't play with that. And it's the opposite on the Seahawks side. And actually, I think the president of the team is a woman. I saw that because I saw her with the trophy.
I wasn't interested in the teams, but also the Olympics is playing almost 24/7 because Italy is 7 hours ahead. So there's constant stuff.
They play it right after the game.
And so even like we're watching the Olympics and they were doing like figure skating and people were like talking about the Super Bowl because they're trying to tap back into us watching here. I put out an entire video. I was like, my favorite thing about being alive is you can relive moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when technology comes in. Like, you know, there's a lot of things wrong with having too much access, but what a gift it is to be able to watch all these performances on repeat as much as you want. True.
You know, the cost of your device, you can keep watching on your phone on YouTube. It's absolutely free. A 13-minute concert.
Yeah, way more accessible than
Yeah.
ever. It's at your fingertips. So that is true. Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I'm watching it and I just was like, who comes on after this? Super Bowl shows are not the shows from 10 years ago where you just stand on stage. Maybe you have a dance break and pop up on a different place.
Right.
It's an entire experience.
Yep.
And of course it's real time and your eyes are scanning. Like, I didn't realize Cardi B was there. Pedro Pascal was there.
Yeah, and the Casita, all Jessica Alba. Yeah.
He brought out every single person who is like either notably of Puerto Rican heritage or someone who's close to him that really mattered. Because Lady Gaga is singing that song, but she's singing that song with Bruno Mars. And I'm hitting my husband like, is Bruno Mars Puerto Rican? Wait, what's happening? Like, the fact that he just did what he wanted to do, I am so proud of him. I mean, he gets to a place where he can perform at the Super Bowl. It goes off without a hitch. I start crying every time I watch the end. Like the last 10 seconds when he's just celebrating with his friends and he's like, let me take this mic out before I say, he's just like, holy shit, I did it. You can see it. He's like, I did it. Oh my God, we're done. I did it. Like, I know he's been working hard. So a week ago, he wins Album of the Year. The
Spanish language album. That's never happened before. And then this week, she is on stage with him. I'm impressed at the secret keeping because she's been preparing. Ricky Martin's been preparing. Nobody has given any spoilers, which means you respect the artist. Like when we go to Beyonce concerts and she does things, that's because her team respects what the show's gonna be. That they don't put out as spoilers. They don't let anything slip because they respect the artistry so much. I'm fangirling, but I don't care. I get it, and I'm glad that is the sense of it, because here's the thing, you know, you didn't have to speak Spanish, understand the lyrics, understand the words. You didn't have to. It was first and foremost, it was just a vibe of joy. You know, here's the thing, I don't speak Spanish at all. I don't like to think of myself as an ignorant person, so it doesn't take much to realize, okay, this is clearly a celebration of heritage. And let's not forget, for the ones that are complaining about Bad Bunny, he's not a U.S. citizen, all this kind of bullshit, let's just clear the record now that Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. It's the United States territory. Puerto Ricans are Americans. Do your research, do your homework. It's complete ignorance and stupidity, and there's no room for that kind of bigotry. And you mentioned the end, too. And I would say, like, that was one of my favorite parts, was just a showing of the flags of the Americas. Because I think what gets lost in all this, too, you know, we as Americans, because we're so fucking lazy, when we say America, we think, oh, that's just us. No, America is a continent. We are the United States of America, but America represents several countries. The symbolism with the flags that he had of all the countries, and it was just so incredibly powerful. And, you know, I really hope to God, because, you know, by default, I have to be optimistic during these times. I really hope that there are some people who are not going to watch it that did, and maybe either had a change of heart or go, damn, maybe I need to look myself in the mirror and try to understand what all this was and what this meant to people. Because I also have enjoyed the videos online of people like watching Puerto Rican families, and even I would say Hispanic families, Black and brown families that are watching this going, I see myself on the screen. And that's what this is what this is all for. Especially right now, we need this kind of shit. So I am so happy. I still am. And I have watched it like 800 times too.
So it's 2026. 10 years ago, he was a grocery store bagger.
I know. I did not know that about
rapping when he would go home. And that's why I'm a fan. I don't speak Spanish either. But his work ethic, I know he had a residency and he did not travel to the United States of America. Correct. And he did $500 million. So the thing is, we both live in America. America has a very insular feeling where this is all that exists. We are America. When people say God bless America, they mean us. America is North America, Central America, and South America, which is why he can name all these countries and they're all America. It doesn't shade us. And I love that he brought out like the American flag was like a half foot in front of all the other ones. That was respectable. He was performing in California, United States of America. But America is so much bigger. And so, okay, geography teacher, teach me because
literally
I thought it was phenomenal. I found out that like it was a real wedding that was being performed.
Yep.
He's walking. He gets obviously an engagement ring in a box. He gives it to someone else to propose. Later on, you see a wedding, and then you see the reception of the wedding. You could just follow it, the colors and the like scenes when he falls through the roof. Here, when Kendrick Lamar performed, they did a behind the scenes where they showed you how they set it up in 5 minutes. I want to see that because I want to know how the heck they put that building up.
The only thing that I've seen were certain clips from people that looked like they were in the audience shooting it. I thought was so fascinating. The grass, those were people. Katy Perry, when she did the Super Bowl halftime show, she released, it wasn't like theaters or anything, I think it was just on YouTube. And it's still up on her YouTube channel. It was like a behind the scenes, but not just day of, it was like rehearsal and then day of. And that was one of the first times I saw like kind of the construction of the halftime show. Because to your point, you have 12, 13 minutes, which means everything that you do, if you are a artist of the generation type, like a Bad Bunny, like a Kendrick, like a Gaga, what you do, what you put out there all has symbolism and meaning. You're not just like, okay, let's make a stage and make it light up.
Yeah.
So it is fascinating, like the creativity that goes into it's like, okay, you know what? I want my stage to be as if we are in the sugarcane fields in Puerto Rico. Okay, we're going to put people in artificial or however they made the grass. And I watched the video of them like running out to the field and like having to know their spot and what spot they get into. It is so fascinating to be on that creative, design team of like figuring out like how you do all that. Blows my mind. I just love it. And I will say thank you to Lady Gaga because I want to give her flowers. She truly supports artists. Like I remember even after the Grammys, I said on this podcast, I was rooting for an Album of the Year win because she's been nominated 3 times and has not gotten her day. We all know what that feels like. We are part of the Bay Hive here, so we understand like how long that took to get there. She was interviewed after the fact and said, I'm paraphrasing, but no one more deserving. Like, I'm so happy for him and what this means for right now. Like, she is that girl. And when he called, it is my honor to be invited by you and to show up, of course, and to sell. It is just such a beautiful visual of allyship and just love of the joy of music and the artistry. And let's just be materialistic for a second. He's just so sexy and beautiful. And I was just like, I just want you to hug me so bad.
Yeah, I didn't want to be the first to say it, but I was very distracted because I was just like, skin, hair, and the jersey. I love that the jersey was like beige on beige, and you could only kind of see that it was a football jersey, but that makes sense because it was the Super Bowl. Like, I feel like there was no detail that was too small. They covered everything. And that level of artistry, that level of intentionality was amazing. And I have seen people talking about it. Some people are like, I don't get it. It doesn't really matter. Can we be fair? Kendrick Lamar speaks English, and y'all didn't understand that one either. Every story is not for every person. But that doesn't mean that you can't respect his artistry. That doesn't mean that you can't respect the performance and everything that you just saw in 13 minutes. Yeah. You don't have to understand what it takes to write a New York Times bestseller to congratulate someone, to appreciate what they've done. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so, what do you think his parents are thinking? They're like, yeah, you saw my son at the Super Bowl.
Because I think about that, like, what do you do afterward? Like, okay, I'm gonna go take a nap. Like, what do you do?
Go sleep for a week.
But I remember one of my favorite moments, though, and talk about full circle, because Lady Gaga, but when she performed at the Super Bowl, it was in the middle of her show, or it was actually towards the end-ish, but she slowed it down for a second. She started playing A Million Reasons on her piano, very Gaga, and she's singing, and it's powerful. And if I remember correctly, it was not planned by any means, but she's singing, she's looking at the crowd that's on the actual field, and she goes, hi mom, hi dad. Like she didn't know that they were gonna be like right there. Every time I rewatch that one a lot, and I just like get so emotional because can you imagine, like to your point, can you imagine just like think about Maddie like doing something like, and you're just in the audience experiencing greatness. Like how I'm not a parent, so I don't know what that's like, but I can only imagine like the pride you must feel of your kid, like doing something, whatever that is, but is doing something incredible and fantastic and living in their authentic self and joy and their
Yeah.
artistry, whatever that looks like for them. I can only imagine what that could feel like for a parent.
Well, because you're thinking about, oh, remember that time she would walk around the house singing songs? Who knew it would turn into this? Remember that time he was walking around making those beats? Remember when he spent his whole check buying that beat machine? Oh, I didn't know it would be here. And like, even with us on this podcast recording right now, and we look back and we're at BravoCon. Remember that time we did that recording? We look back and we are. And remember that time we did that thing, and that all of those practice and repetitions gets us to there, but you have to see it. You have to be like,
yeah,
nobody might be listening today, but it doesn't matter because I'm getting better. And then next thing you know, you're at the Super Bowl. Like, you love Lady Gaga. You just went to see her perform in 2025.
I sure did.
So to love Bad Bunny and then to see this wedding, and like, I almost feel like every 3 minutes it was something, because you're like, what's next? What's next? And then the crowd parts. Lady Gaga, I was like, she looked so great. She loved the beat. They had changed the arrangement of the song. I hope that song gets some crazy streams, because that song, I feel like it was a big deal last year, but it could have went. I feel like that should be like everybody's wedding song. That song is so beautiful. And so I'm so proud. I am so proud. Cardi B was there. She didn't sing.
I know.
She didn't perform. She was there to support and be an ally.
Can you imagine?
Jessica Alba, when's the last time you saw her?
Right. Even something like that of being like, I don't need to like. I mean, obviously, we don't know what that conversation looked like, but hypothetically, because Cardi B is that girl, like she is that supportive girl, and she has always supported and loved him. I mean, obviously they have music together, but like just to like. You made me think about it, like not to say this was part of the conversation, but like being someone who's like one of the best female rap artists does not let ego go in the way and be like, I'm just gonna be in the background right here, like vibing with Pedro Pascal and Jessica Alba, and you know what I mean? Like it's.
First of all, my husband, I know him from The Mandalorian. My husband is a huge Star Wars fan, and so he's The Mandalorian. And you know what? Yesterday reminded me.
What?
Remember a couple years ago, there was this SNL skit where people woke up and they were like, Beyonce's black. Beyonce's not black. And it was all these white people that were like, Beyonce's black. I feel like that kind of happened where people were like, Jessica Alba. No, that's the girl that danced. No, Jessica Alba has a multi-million-dollar diaper company. We use her $14 bath wash. It's amazing. It's like,
it really is.
Support. Like, he's bringing out huge, big guns. And I know someone's like, Pedro Pascal. Yes, he's Puerto Rican. Yes, Ricky Martin is Puerto Rican. Yes, that conductor as all of this. And you're just like, no, that's just my friend. No, these people, you can see them, and you can see them at work, and you can just think they're this, and they're so much more. And I love that.
And you know, to that point too, that I loved was all the businesses that were part of his set are real Puerto Rican owned businesses in New York City. And there was, I don't know if you remember seeing it, but there was the woman, and I can't remember, it was called, I think like the Puerto Rican Social Club or something. Don't quote me on that. And he took like the shot from her. She owns that club. It's in Brooklyn, in a very gentrified part of Brooklyn. And it's one of the last remaining either Puerto Rican owned businesses or something of that nature. Again, I'm paraphrasing, but one of the last, and she refuses to sell out. You know, I guess developers and whatnot, like shockingly, especially in New York,
that's amazing.
Try to poach that, obviously, for redevelopment, blah, 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 in Brooklyn. And she's like, nah. And I'm like, I just love that he brought them in. Of like, you could have easily done like a set of just like, okay, just make it look like whatever. Yeah. No, I'm gonna put real businesses that people can go to, and one of them was like a taco shop or something. And I saw online today, like the whole physical location is there was like lines wrapping around the door, and I'm just like, look at this. And this is what I love. He made a moment that we collectively see that it's about him, and he made the biggest stage in the world, not about him, but about his whole community.
I love it.
And
He
I'm
did.
like,
He did.
what better human being is there? Quite honestly.
Protect Benito at all costs.
Costs.
Protect him, protect his artwork, protect his storytelling. I respect it so much. And I will tell you this, you've gone to far more music concerts than I have. You can sell songs and not be a performer. They're not the same.
Yeah.
He sells and he's a performer. And that is
Yeah.
elite in its own category.
Yeah.
I remember they have people that are like, they got the voice, but they got the stage presence, right? It's not the same. And so I respect all of it. I have no idea how much blood, sweat, and tears go into it. Even getting to that level, right? A sold out residency.
To be even asked, yeah.
To be asked, to step up, right? How many people are asked and they're like, no, thank you. Because I heard that like the NFL gives you $15 million, but then the artists cover the rest. When you look at all the people that were up there, a lot.
It's really, it's free. It's free publicity for them. It's really like
it is, but like
they're basically footing the bill. Yeah.
People typically foot a lot of the bill themselves because the level of what they want, and maybe that's why some of the performances used to be a little bit more chill because people are like, I'm spending what they give me. But I love it. I mean, the couple that was married, they'll never forget that. They'll never forget that.
I have to look into that story because I've seen a couple of things, but something along the lines of they're getting married. I think they kept like trying to invite him, and it's something like that. Like again, I don't remember that. Like I don't like. I'm like, does he know them? Like I don't know that part. Like
for him to say, this is what I want to talk about, and they go, oh, you know, there's been a couple that have sent you 4,000 DMs.
Right.
Oh, really? But like when I was watching it today, because you know I'm the logistics lady. They had all these different camera angles, but at the wedding specifically, the camera was held low, so it does look like you're walking through. Like you got that kind of point of view of like you were at someone's actual wedding. And so I'm so proud. I don't know you, Benito, but it was phenomenal.
But we feel like we kind of do now. You know, isn't that interesting?
I know more of them.
Can do to people. We feel like you kind of you feel a kinship with him already. Of like, okay, like you showed us a tiny, tiny glimpse into your life and culture, and which, let's be completely honest, is probably one of the most vulnerable things that we can share if you are, you know, a person of color. To show that you kind of feel like, okay, we see you, we got you, like you feel this, like I feel protective in a way. I'm like, okay, we got to protect him and this culture and this community of people. Like it shows that, and
so
salute you. Oh my god!
I was just like,
like he's like beautiful. It's not even like, oh, he's so hot and sexy. Like he is, but he's beautiful. Like beautiful, and he seems
nice.
That's what I was gonna say. He seems like such a nice person. I think I might have said this once. I think maybe when it was first announced, we might have talked about it out here. Because I remember saying like, I bet he smells so good, and he gives like
the best hug. You and I right now have been talking for 15 minutes. He did all of that in 15 minutes. Like, it just blows your mind to even just think about how, like, I can squander 15 minutes scrolling, or I could be performing
that's a good point.
In 15 minutes. The way that they choose the artists who are going to perform is in itself a big deal. And so, like, yeah, maybe you don't know all of his songs. Maybe you don't know every lyric. Maybe you don't know all of that. Why wouldn't you think, wow, I bet smart people chose him. I wonder why they would choose him. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even have to be about you. Why can't you just be like, who is this person?
And I just want to say too, like, you know, I'm mad at Apple and Tim Cook just because of how they squander bending the knee to this horrible regime. But thank you, I think, is in order too, of Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, for not backing down all of the hate that was out there and the pressure from literally the top down, and said, no, we're not, we ain't changing our minds. And he's a global superstar dominating the charts literally everywhere. No, we're not doing that. And so I'm appreciative because we need to see more examples of that, and especially of very powerful people. So I'm very appreciative of that.
We love you, Bad Bunny. And my husband and I were talking about it because he's Ghanaian. And so my daughter is being raised in like a mixed cultural family. And so
I've
never been to Puerto Rico. But I'm watching
Beautiful.
this and I was like, if this is what Puerto Rico feels like, if this is the welcoming environment they would create, if this is even a glimpse, wow. And I'm just like, it's incredible to see. But I also turned to my husband. I was like, I could see this being one of your parties that we go to all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can't watch that and say that it's not political, because there was so much political stuff leading up to it.
Rightfully so, yeah.
But I'm watching it and I'm like, people, you can appreciate someone else's culture even if you haven't experienced it, and maybe you don't want to. Because guess what? America has its own culture. And it's not like that, but that doesn't mean that has to be wrong either, right? Like, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant culture, a lot of people still enjoy it.
Yep. Yeah.
Let him enjoy his culture. Let him celebrate his culture. Let him share it with us. Like, I feel privileged that I got to see a snippet, 15 minutes of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm sure that's not even all of it, but I just was like, wow, I've never even considered going to Puerto Rico. And now I'm like, hell yeah.
You said that also beautifully, and I could not agree more, because I think that's also part of it, right? It's, you know, that's what the beauty of this country is. We are multicultural, and there are many statistics out there that point to the direction that, and I can't remember the statistic of how many years, but in a relatively short amount of time, multiculturalism in this country will outweigh white people, because we are a melting pot. And listen, for anyone that's ignorant out there, let's not forget that there's only one community of people here that are native to this land. The rest of us, we are all immigrants to this country. Check your privilege, check your education, check your attitudes. And that 13 minutes was pure joy. Like, who does not want to be a part of that? I'm like, I want to go to that party right there and join that, because that seems a lot fun than that other shit that was also playing in kind of real time, that I'm like, I'm not even going to give that attention because it's not worth it. Just come join us.
Yes, and on your way of waking up, right? There's no shame. All of us have our moments. But also,
I might get a little shame.
Please stop being a hater, because it's just...
Literally.
Aren't you tired of it? Stop being a hater. You could not even fathom the amount of work that goes into that performance. You couldn't even fathom the amount of work that goes into getting to that level to be chosen.
Yep.
To be in the room where people are mentioning, what about this person? What about that person? What about that person? What about Bad Bunny? Yeah, Bad Bunny. What? Like, I need a behind the scenes. I need footage of you getting a call, or your agent getting a call. Hey, Bad Bunny, we want you to do the Super Bowl 60 in California. Like, all of the vibes hit because he was outdoor. It was California. It was still kind of light out. Because that's another thing. When we went to see Beyonce in July 2025, it was in an open air stadium.
Yep.
Kendrick Lamar was in New Orleans and it was closed stadium. These are not performances that you just pick up and put somewhere else and they fit. Totally. It was very meticulous to that day, that time, this year. And I'm just so excited for him. I know typically when people perform at the Super Bowl halftime, their record sales go nuts, but his record sales have gone nuts.
Yeah, they're going to continue to be nuts. Yep.
And even like, there's some people who did not watch the Grammys who saw that clip of him when he gives the little boy his Grammy, and they're like, wait, he has a Grammy? So it's okay if you didn't know. Accept it.
Yeah, and learn from it.
And please stop being a hater. It's making you look older. It's not serving you well.
That part. It's really ugly, to be quite honest. It's because y'all want to complain, call us snowflakes, when you all are offended by really everything. So
you're offended by people wearing colorful clothes, people enjoying dancing. Working in sugarcane fields is not fun. But you took every part. He didn't hide or shield or any of it. I even heard that the light poles was because sometimes it's hard to have
power grid
in Puerto Rico. And I was like, advocacy as art is amazing.
I love that. I love that. Advocacy is art.
It's so good. I'm glowing. This is Tuesday. This performance was Sunday. And I'm like...
Elated. Same.
Thanks you guys for listening to us. We had to do a little something because it was so good.
Yeah, we did. There was no way. And you know what? We'll leave it with, Bad Bunny's own message that he had on that beautiful billboard saying the only thing more powerful than hate is love.
All right, I gotta go. I need to go rewatch it.
Okay. For the 500 millionth time.
As many times as it takes. All right. Bye, you guys. Talk to you
Thanks,
later.
friends.